Well, let's begin. We're live. We're cruising. We're going to get a previously on, as you alluded to, previously on Handsome Paul and the Fancy Lads, or AKA Keg's Empire, AKA I think what was it, Lord Gronk, and old General Saudade. These three lads were
Woo!
we're making
Bit longer of an intro than it used to be, but okay.
Yeah, well, it's you just keep accruing titles, so it just becomes ridiculous after a time. Like the Duke of Edinburgh, the Champion of the Sun, the Master of the Chariot of the Sun, the Wheel of the Time.
I'd like to change my name to the Master of Whispers.
Is
It has a sexier name to it.
Yeah, could do. I mean, I'm all for
Aren't
it.
you a bit past that, old man?
I'm like Sean. I'm like Sean Connery.
I'm like Sean. Yes, you are Sean.
Saudade.
Yeah.
Between 6:30 and 10 o'clock on D&D nights, I'm Saudade.
So our lads were in the Elsir Vale, which we can now see before us. They had made their way through Brindle, past Drellin's Ferry, or through the town of Drellin's Ferry, into the Witchwood, where they fought Wormlord Koth in the ruins of Vrath Keep. From there, they made their way north to Skull Gorge Bridge, after finding the war plans of the Red Hand Orc war party led by Obould Many Arrows. Whilst making their way east to try and find more allies or potentially defend Brindle from the oncoming assault, ostensibly leaving Drellin's Ferry to their fate, the lads came across a murdered giant owl. After they had sort of battled a dragon and made their way along the river. In these marshes and swamp, they found this sort of dead giant owl, and the remains that they kind of picked apart and used as dressing to make themselves look sort of wildman and warrior-esque, if I remember correctly.
Yes, sir. That's right.
And from there, they were confronted by these by warrior wood elves that at first were rather suspicious of a half orc, a wooden keg robot, and an old man dressed like a dragon skull wandering through this swamp or this marshland. However, Keg was able to convince them that he is an avatar of the forest, a message sent by the Ancient Ones, and that he is somewhat to be revered. Upon that, the leader of this war party, one Kiliar Arrowswift, a wood elf hunter, organized for these three lads to be taken swiftly by Owlback to his settlement, his closest settlement, where, of course, that they should commune with the local cleric and deliver the message of the forest. And this is where we find our heroes. And of course, if you're watching, or if indeed you yourselves players are in chat, as usual, you can spend loyalty points or free loyalty points to give yourself advantage or to give the players advantage. And also any tips, bits, or subs will fill up the DM phylactery. Upon that getting full, terrible things are probably going to happen once my power is unleashed. So, the giant owls are silent as they wing their way through the gloom. It's day 8 of your adventure, but it's still sort of the wee hours of the morning. The sun only just is starting to reveal a little bit of light on the horizon. Through the gloom, they are able to navigate almost effortlessly, and your elf escorts are also quite silent, apart from softly pointing out a dimly glimpsed landmark far below from time to time. Before long, you reach your destination. Rising from the marsh is a low hill of solid ground, encircled by a thick ring of trees. Dozens of pinpoints of light dot the hill, small lanterns filled with fireflies, each hanging from a tree platform or the upper reaches of a conical tent. Many of these elves silently emerge to watch as you fly overhead. Kiliar, who I believe like Keg would be on his owl with him, produces a sleek silver horn of some sort from a saddlebag and blows one wailing note, similar to an owl's cry. Near the hill's peak stand 3 large trees, and built into their bows are kind of wooden structures, sort of tree houses. One glows softly with luminescence of its own and seems to be a temple. Another looks to be some sort of public building or town hall. The third, and your destination, is the smallest of the 3, a cozy looking tree house set above a large pool. Where are the fancy lads? So you swoop in and land in these kind of nests on the south edge of the town, or the settlement, and are sort of dismounted. The Kiliar turns to you, Keg, and says, "The speaker will wish to hear your story."
Of course, of course. But first, a drink to celebrate safe travels. As you know, it is bad luck to not celebrate the continuation of life after a long journey.
He says, "Of course," and he says, whilst we do not travel with liquor, perhaps we can stop by my tent on the way to the house of the speaker, and we can raise a glass in honor of the spirits of the forest."
Excellent. Fun fact, my priest used to do the exact same thing after journeys to the house. Wouldn't get out of the car without a shot of vodka. So just enjoy that, everyone.
So you head. He takes you through the elves coming out of these little tents. Come and watch you silently. Occasionally, sort of a younger looking elf will kind of point, particularly at Keg, and then kind of recoil in horror, Gronk, as you walk past. I believe mostly naked, possibly wearing owl feathers. Just so we can kind of recap and get that visual. Keg, what do you currently look like?
Oh, excuse me. Geez, I believe I've got a chainmail loosely thrown over the top of me. I'm sorry. Keg's about waist height. He's Keg. He's entirely redwood. His face is redwood. His arms are redwood. I believe there's chainmail loosely thrown over him. In his left arm, there is a shield nailed to his forearm. And in his right hand, he has his tankard, which I believe he has attached a bird beak to the bottom to it to give it a heftier swing. Yes, that's right. And of course, he's wearing a sort of Batman-esque utility belt, which has got a couple of vials of drink hanging off it, and a brewery kit.
Excellent. And Gronk, as you stride through this encampment, and the elves come out to kind of point at you. Some of them seem to sneer and frown. Some of the children sort of looking on in shock and horror, as children are wont to do. What do they see?
They see a 6'7" hulking behemoth of muscle, greyed and green in color. He's wearing a loincloth of indiscriminate origin. He has a great axe that is slightly shimmering crossed across his back, and he is unfortunately wearing the feathers of one of these owls arranged in a decorative fashion. He says for concealment, it's questionable. It may just be fashion. And he turns around and looks at Cade nonchalantly and says, "Boy, aren't you glad we didn't burn down the forest?"
Wow.
Keg rolls his eyes.
I
And
whispered to Gronk, there's still a chance we could.
Day's not over.
and Saudade, what do you look like as you walk alongside Gronk, seeing the sort of looks of enmity from these elves, the curious nature of an orc and a human wearing. Or you tell me, what is Saudade wearing?
I mean, seeing how he's wearing a kilt, and he's got all these, scars across his body, and I've actually got one level of exhaustion. So I feel like I'm actually just like, dragging my sort of, I'm sort of hunched over. I actually look quite caveman-like in the way I'm walking, kind of just exhausted. Coupled this with my green eyes from my goggles that I always wear, and the head of the dragon I'm wearing, I feel like I'm actually quite intimidating. Whilst also standing next to Gronk, we're quite a formidable looking duo. There's this like half ogre, half orc that is quite intimidating. Next
I'm
to
a
me,
half
something
orc,
that
Dad.
first-
I'm not an ogre.
I was talking about the ogre comes from my side, mate. Not your mum's. But yeah, so I feel like at first glance, and unless you really you have a really good look, we're actually quite intimidating in the fact that you can't really tell what I am, because it's just not. I'm not walking quite like a human at the moment, and I've got these green eyes and this, head on. I wouldn't even know how to explain it, but people just kind of be like, "Don't look at the half orc and this monster."
This dragon abomination.
Yeah, this I don't know, demonic. I don't know.
As you're making your way through the town, a sort of a perhaps I guess it's hard to tell with elves, but perhaps a young ish female elf kind of runs up, looking hopeful. She stops dead when she stops dead in her tracks when she sees you and Kiliar. He meets her eye, and you see him just sort of shake his head slowly, covering up tears. Perhaps she turns and kind of runs back into the encampment.
I think we're wearing her, Dad.
Is that a bad custom around here?
Are you
I'll
asking
have
that to
wait and
Kiliar?
see.
Are you asking that to Kiliar or Keg?
I'm whispering
Kill
to
it.
Keg.
It's Keg. Yeah. I lean in and be like, "Do you think she needs to be adopted?"
She looks like she needs stable employment.
She looks like she needs a summer job. You should adopt her.
Does she need a couple of brothers and a sister?
That's it. You should definitely adopt her, Saudade.
Have you all wanted to work in what's called a cider farm?
You want to join?
All of you,
You want to
come
join a
gather
family?
around.
Join a family-run business?
Yeah, I mean, we don't sell the sweat, but it is a shop full of sweat.
Oh no, we can sell the sweat. There's a market
Yeah,
for that.
Pocari sweat. It's a special new brand. The sweat of children's labor. Cool. So you you continue making your way through. Kiliar kind of stops at a semi-large tent. He the two other owl riders who are with you kind of wait outside as he walks through the flap and kind of holds it open for you three to follow him.
Excellent. This is his tent.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah. Well, we follow him inside.
I hoo politely at him. Hoo. Walk in.
This tent, you notice, is sort of twice as large as others in the area. Give me anyone who's interested, probably Saudade, because you're quite observant. Give me a perception check.
Do I get any bonuses because I'm standing next to Keg? Not for this, not for perception.
I believe that's saving throws you do, not for skills.
Cool. I rolled an 8, but I think I get a +7 because of my everything. Plus 6, so 14 altogether.
I just get +30 because Dan's not going to check. What was that? Sorry?
No, but 14 altogether.
14. You realize that this tent, this kind of hut, is sort of barely lived in. Whilst it has sort of nice furs and a nice bed and a table with some stuff on it and whatnot, it looks very neat and almost like this guy doesn't spend a lot of time in here.
Interesting.
This is a lovely tent you've got here.
I say, it looks like you don't spend a lot of time in this tent. Are you a bit of a wanderer?
He kind of looks at you owlishly, sort of wide eyes taking you both in, and says, "I prefer to be up there, keeping my people safe. But I believe there is some Yggdrasil root beer around here somewhere." And he starts sort of opening small boxes and small chests until he comes across it. Comes across a couple of small bottles.
Keg, what do you look like when he says beer? Even though it says root beer, what do you think? Like, what does your mind start doing? You start helping him?
No, I waddle over to wherever his comfiest looking chair is, and sit down with my tankard in between my legs, ready for a pour to come my way.
So he pulls out a 4-pack and untwists. They seem to be. It's sort of the corks are held in by some kind of vine that's wrapped around the glass of the bottle. And holding that cork in, so he untwists it and sort of hands a bottle to you three, and then has one for himself, and he pops the cork, and you hear sort of a loud fizzing noise.
Instantly done the whole thing.
Is this alcoholic?
I'll find out.
He goes to raise it as if like in a toast, and Gronk, you just like chug the whole thing. It goes down like it. I'm not sure if would Gronk have had many carbonated beverages.
No, unlikely.
So this tickles the back of your.
Especially like mare's milk.
Yeah, I think this is going to require a Constitution saving throw. As this is sort of the bubbles kind of burn a little bit, but. You're maybe not ready for that experience. You will get a +2 from Keg, though.
Ooh, okay, click that multiple times.
Neither of those are great. That is a 9. I believe that's an 11 total. And I think, and you rolled twice and took a critical fail. So I think maybe some comes out your nose, and it just burns as it flies out your nose.
Oh God, I'm so sorry. I've never done this before.
So you don't really get a good taste of it, and I think you maybe only get like a good mouthful in right before that happens, and you have to kind of stop drinking. Kiliar kind of looks at you, and then without missing a beat, turns to Keg and says, "Did you have a toast, Ancient One?"
Yes, of course, as always. Peg swirls the drink, and he says, "To the trees, to the air, to the roots, to the feathers, and all life in between."
And
And then
he
also downs the drink.
yeah, he follows your lead and drinks, and then he seemingly has just taken like a mouthful, but still has some beverage in his hand, and you taste Keg and Saudade if you're drinking this. Gronk, if you've taken a second attempt, that not as quickly. This rich and creamy treat is very. Once you get past like the bubbling nature, the carbonated nature of it, it's sort of a smooth and balanced creaminess to it. It's a little bit earthy. You can feel, and it kind of waxes between a creaminess and an earthiness, and you feel stronger. You feel more connected with the earth, almost unable to be moved. And you find that Keg, your wooden skin, as much as it is sort of solid redwood, becomes even harder and more alive, and more resilient. Gronk and Saudade, you start feeling the same, with your skin becoming almost bark-like as it seems to harden as you drink.
As Keg feels the effects, he looks at Gronk and whispers, "We must save these people."
Do we just do drugs? I think we just do drugs. Saudade, Dad, are we doing drugs?
I wrote a Constitution state thing and didn't do well, so I don't think I'm even going to reply. I'm more like, oh.
Saudade, you look down, and it almost feels to you that your feet are burying into the earth, and you feel like it would take some effort to lift your feet and continue walking. You feel like you're rooted to the ground.
Around, I say to Gronk, I think this is what a grave finally feels like. And then I just go, I say, I don't like it. And I start trying to I feel like I feel as if my feet are too far in. So now I'm just like flating my arms, trying to like pull myself along the floor like a commando crawl out. Because in my head, my feet are in the ground.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keg looks at Ank and he says, "Oh, don't worry, he's always like this. It's his morning stretching."
I say this is not. I've never done this before.
He's senile, as you can see. He's very old. He needs his stretching every morning to stay limber. It's okay, Saudade. It's okay. We'll get you a young one soon.
He says, "Yes, I hadn't imagined how a human would have to deal with the Yggdrasil hard root beer. Perhaps the world tree and the brewmancers. His body was not prepared for the ancient flavors."
Don't worry. Unfortunately, he will live.
And he says, and we have drunk to the spirits. I believe it is time that we visit the speaker.
Yes,
yeah, man,
I agree.
I love music. Yes, I'm feeling so good
Come.
right now.
Yes, to the speaker. Come, Saudade. We must make haste.
I say, you guys leave me be. I'm now going to become a tree. And I just like,
love raves. Cannot wait. These elves are awesome.
then what I do is I'm gonna like hit a pose of a tree because I'm now just like I feel like it's inevitable. So I'm now pretending to be a tree. That's what I think I am now.
So are you waiting in this?
Yeah, I'm not walking with them.
Okay.
I'm where I am. My feet are roots.
Yes, that is exactly how you feel.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Oh yes, I recognise this one. Morning Shaft. He does this every day. Come to the speaker. You'll be fine.
So you make your way to a tree house, and you end up you sort of winding your way up into the tree itself, and there's a house sort of built on the boughs of the tree. The building isn't massive by any means, but it is large enough to have sort of this kind of front room, this kind of parlor, and then you enter into a more like a sitting room, and inside is a wise-looking and ancient elf. She wears flowing golden and green robes. Her hair is braided around in a complex headdress made of wicker and wood and owl feathers. And she stands next to that other female elf that you saw in the town earlier. This one is wearing sort of plain brown and green robes and looks to have been crying recently. The younger elf is seated in a large wicker chair, and the older one indicates nearby chairs for you. Behind you, Kiliar, the hunter, takes a silent stance near the door. I am Celiria Starsinger, speaker for the Tirikitor, the standing elf says, and she indicates the formerly crying teenager elf next to her. This is High Singer Trelala Nightshadow. We do not often see strangers in our homeland. What brings you to the Black Fens?
Grave news, unfortunately. Most grievous news. Too grave to even talk about.
She says, I am informed that you are a messenger of the ancients. And what message do you bring?
War. Big war.
Yes, unfortunately, an army marches forward. They plan to burn down the forest.
A lot of fire. A lot of very angry orcs. Not me, though. Other ones.
She says, I am not surprised that orcs would try to burn down a soggy marsh swampland, but they will have little success, I believe, in lighting water on fire.
'Tis more of a metaphor. They have acid-spitting dragons. By our count, 4 left.
I don't know how you guys fare against dragons. We do okay, but we could use the help.
Well, as I'm sure you've seen, the marsh is growing dangerous. We have long struggled to hold these beautiful lands of our own. The local lizard folk has vexed us for many decades, but as you say, whilst war perhaps thunders in the west, there is a new peril that stalks the Black Fens. We have seen a dragon in the skies. Whilst it has not attacked any of our encampments yet, I fear it is simply biding its time. Is this the enemy of which you also speak?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. One of four, as I said. So the fact that you've only seen one is good news. You truly live in a blessed area of the forest.
However, if that one were to become four and, we weren't there to help you, you might get overwhelmed. So maybe this can be some sort of a quid pro quo. We kill some lizard folk, we kill your dragon, you come to war, yeah?
Well, perhaps. Give me a persuasion check here. She says, "Alas, I dare not. We would need all of our warriors here should the beasts in rest grow more numerous, or if the orcs were to raid our encampment, and we had gone off to aid you. Who would we keep at home to keep our children safe?"
Well, that's just the thing. Who indeed? We don't need your warriors, we need your owls.
We can provide you with boats, but I cannot loan you our owls. They are our strongest defense, and we may need them all in the coming days.
Oh, great and powerful Ancient One, I apologize for failing you. Please don't beat me. And I fall at Keg's feet.
Starsinger, as you know, we are all one ecosystem, and if your army stays here to protect the village, yes, you will protect them for the next few moons. And as the villages fall one by one and the orc army marches further, your village will be nice and safe for maybe a few more moons. But eventually, this army will be at your door, and all the allies in front of you protecting their own villages will have fallen one by one. If we do not unite together under the great canopy as one fist, we will surely perish.
Give me a persuasion check, Keg. I like this.
We must do what he says. If we don't, he'll become angry and use his magic.
I'll give you advantage actually, because this is you've come in here with
Oh, there it is.
That's a lot better. That's a 21.
Oh yes, that's juicy.
21 is a lot better. She sort of seems to close her eyes for a moment, and sort of almost listening to something. And let me show you a picture of this.
Yeah, me speaking.
Yeah. Communing with the ancient spirits, of which I guess you're one.
That's it. Bitch, I'm a god.
That's what she looks like.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, shit.
She says...
Sacrifice a crocodile?
Yeah. She says then, if you were to take care of this new threat in the north, in the old ruins of Rest, then I'm sure we could I could spare our best warriors to aid you in your quest. And we would come to your aid and in a battle against the orcs.
Then consider it taken care of.
Now, how about more of that sweet root juice?
We'll need supplies for our travels.
She says, of course, while you are here, you are our guests. If you need healing, you should seek out Ilian's snow mantle at the temple. If you wish to trade, simply ask. Beyond this, there is little I can offer, as until this threat is taken care of, I must keep our defenses focused on our homes.
I understand. A simple feast will do, and in the morning we will head north and take care of this menace for you. What is this menace, by the way? What are we looking for?
It's good details.
Yeah.
What are we killing?
We normally lack details.
Often we had come into skirmishes with the lizard folk to the north, and that has been going on for decades. However, something new has been coming out of there. They're sort of beasts that are perhaps part infernal, part dragon, and we've only seen a few of them over the past few weeks. And it appears that her brother Lenakar was the first of us to fall to one. I believe you came across the remains of his owl. Until recently, none of the beasts had been sighted far from rest, but it seems now that they are starting to expand out and move into new territory. Perhaps the dragon that has taken up residence in those ruins has something to do with it.
Oh, so you just want us to kill a dragon up north for you? Yeah, easy. Done.
That's like Fence 101.
Done. Well, yeah, don't worry. We'll knock this over in an afternoon for you.
Yeah.
She says, as the sun rises, we will be conducting a ceremony for our fallen, and you are welcome to join us for that. And of course, you're welcome to rest up and recover during the day if you wish, and then head out north as soon as you're ready.
Thank you. Also, this beverage that we were introduced to, what was it just called? I have it. Where is it? I wrote it down. God damn it. This hard-root bit. Surely I must bless the brewers of this. Could you point me in their direction, please?
She says, we traded for this with our kin in the Harkenwald. But if we have remaining stores, you are certainly welcome to trade for them. There will be some available, of course, at the funeral.
Gronk, we're definitely going to the funeral.
Oh yeah. Love it.
Okay, we will rest and see you at the funeral.
See what the funeral has to offer.
Till the funeral.
We actually have quite a bit of cash if you want to go shopping, though. You know, like someone
Yeah,
just
mate, we should
died.
try and-
Got a lot of furniture they need to get rid of. Like it's a great day for a deal.
We should try and uproot Saudade and see if he needs to be healed up, because I think he was feeling a bit under the weather when we came in. Starsinger, thank you. We'll speak to you this afternoon.
Yeah.
And we bow and leave.
So you leave as Kiliar's kind of keeps standing there. She says, "Kiliar, a moment, please," and you leave kind of alone. The two elves that escorted you here as well. The owl riders eye you a little bit suspiciously, Gronk, but probably not, overtly menacingly. They're probably a little bit confused, even though they did bring you here. But you seem to be left to your own devices outside up in this treehouse. With there's a couple of wooden bridges and things like that between some of the trees. You see the little lanterns with fireflies dancing away in them, and you seem to be left to your own devices currently.
So I'm gonna have a look around and see if there's. Well, no, that's not gonna happen. It's a funeral. I'll say where the party's at, but there's a funeral, so probably not gonna be happening. I might actually head towards the where I could go and trade with them.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we'll go and see what they have to offer because we're in desperate need of some consumables. I feel.
Yep. Let me just pull up some of my notes on what I got. Okay. You see that there are a number of there seems to be a small like herb garden thing going on with you. There's a wood elf with sort of long braided hair. This elf, as you kind of walk up, introduces themselves as Falah. I am Falah. Word has reached me that you are guests here, and what can I interest you in, friend?
Falafel. I am Gronk. This is
Very good.
They kind of bow their head to each of you in turn and say, sort of in Elvish, which I'm not sure if you understand, but they essentially say sort of like a blessings be upon you, sort of is kind of the gist you get.
We have need of cures for ailments and hops. What else do you need to brew beer, Keg?
Brewing supply.
Yes.
Hops, barley, wheat, honey. Emphasis on the ale and the ailments.
Well, they sort of point. They bring you over to an area past some of the different herbs in the garden, things like that, and they say, well, we have some honey, of course. We hops and whatnot perhaps are a little bit harder to come by in this climate. I do have a number of potions, though, if you are interested. We bless you. We have potions of healing, potions of greater healing, potions of water breathing. Here we have a potion of climbing. If you, I know sometimes you young lads like to climb trees. I also have here a potion of animal friendship.
How much is the animal friendship potion?
125 gold.
How much are the healing potions?
Healing potions are 50 gold each, and greater healing are 250 gold.
How much platinum to... What's the platinum to gold transfer?
And then what's the blessings to gold transfer? Because I got blessings for days.
I believe it's 1 platinum is 10 gold.
Okay, cool. Oh, we got cash for days. All right, let's buy some shit.
Yeah, I feel like you guys are gonna need the health potions. I mean, I can kill 2 dragons already, so I'll be fine.
I reckon we buy both health potions and the greater health potion. We buy you the animal handling one.
So they have a number of each of the potions. So they have 5 of each in stock.
All right, so we got $1,400. Let's no. Yeah, no, actually, let's do it. We don't need. Everything's going well, fine. We'll get some more loot. We're gonna take out
Everything
warlord.
must go.
Yeah, we're gonna steal all the warlord's treasure. It's gonna be fine. We'll get more cash.
We should get some. Yeah. We should definitely get some.
Yeah.
Healing potions.
Let's grab 2 greater healing and 2 normal healing potions.
So that's 600 gold.
Yeah, let me just write that down.
I'll put them in your inventory.
Oh,
Thanks,
awesome!
baby.
If you can, that saves me right now.
Yeah, let me.
No, I'll just mark my cash in. So 600 down.
Potion of greater healing. Potion of greater healing. Potion of healing. Potion of healing. Yep.
600, which brings that down to 60 there. Cool. All right. What else you got?
So there was the potion of water breathing, potion of climbing, and potion of animal friendship.
All right. Let's grab the animal friendship.
I was just fucking around with that because I speak to animals, but I do think the climbing would be handy.
Also, think water breathing would be bad. We're next to it. We're in a real wet place. We're supposed to go fight in some water.
Yeah.
All right. Let's grab both those. How much are they each?
250 gold for the water breathing, though I would say that I think Keg doesn't need to breathe.
Oh.
It's true. I don't need to breathe. I forgot about that. Maybe just the climbing one.
I'm just joining to let you know, Doug, you have a spell that does animal companionship or whatever.
Yeah, I can talk to animals.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So don't get the. I'm just helping out. Don't get the potion for it.
Thank
the
you.
soul of Birdperson speaks to me. I hear his voice on the wind.
Your essence is strong in this place, Birdperson.
Lots of love.
He would have loved these owls.
Oh, that was fun. Oh, he's gone.
He's still in chat. He's been watching this whole time.
Ah, excellent. Cool. So let's buy the climbing one because we're not exactly good vertical.
Keg is just going to imply.
Yeah.
So the climbing is 50 gold each. How many of those?
Oh, let's buy 3 of those. Let's just
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh no! Who put that gun in the corner of the room, Chekhov? I hope we don't pull that shit.
So potion of climbing is you gain climbing speed equal to your walking speed for an hour. During this time, you have advantage on athletics checks you make to climb. Yeah.
It's really good.
Love it.
And then the other ones are potion of water breathing and the animal friendship. So
I think we're good for potions.
I think we're good now, yeah. Unless you got some cool like elven weaponry that we can have a look at.
I think we're good for potions.
let's have a look.
I mean, I could probably do with some more chain. I think I lost all my chain.
You make your way over to what appears to be the closest thing this place has to a blacksmith, but they are not working any metal weapons or armor that you can see. Yeah, it mostly is sort of like leather. There is some stuff worked, like almost like woodworking and stuff like that. That's all that seems to be sort of in the same kind of range of what you would see. But there's definitely no steel and there's certainly no iron.
All right, I need your greatest leather worker and your greatest wooden craftsman.
A gentleman.
Can't wait to see where this goes.
a gentleman comes forward and says, "I am the master leatherworker. And this is the master craftsman." And there's another lady elf who kind of eyes you up and down, and then looks kind of almost like hungrily at Keg, and says, "Who and where are you from? Who made you?"
Yes. Who made any of us? The Great Forest, you could say.
This is the Ancient One, the avatar of the forest, and it is for him you must work. Leatherman, you see his tankard. It is uncast by leather. It needs a stubby holder of some sort. And craftsman, you see his chest uncovered. He needs a royal sigil to demonstrate his eternal ancient nature and make him look sick as fuck.
So has the Lord. So has the Lord decree, and the Emperor shall be.
Wow, I was just gonna ask for shoulder pads.
Nah, you're getting tattooed, mate.
Yeah, let's get it.
So you're asking for a stubby holder for the
For the tankard. Yep.
for the
yeah, that's
tankard.
shiny.
Yep.
And I want a sick sigil on Keg, something like a little tattoo,
Yeah.
like his coat of arms. So it was just like two steins in each corner of the shield.
Two steins clanking together.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. The leather master says it will take some time. I will probably have to work through the night, all today and through the night, and I believe I can have this ready for you tomorrow.
Excellent. We should pay in
Something.
advance.
Perfect.
Yeah, something of this nature. What are you willing to spend?
30 blessings. I don't usually give that much. Usually 5 blessings. So this is quite a deal.
We shall give you. No, I don't want that. 500 silver.
So that's the equivalent of 50 gold. That's like the equivalent of a healing
I
potion.
am not going to give you 500 silver. I'm going to give you 100 silver.
So that's 10 gold.
Yep, fine.
Well, for 10 gold, yeah. Oh, okay. I thought you wanted like a magical beer cozy, but for 10 gold, you want the.
Wait, you can make a magical one? Oh no, we can definitely spend some money. I thought it was just shitty leather. I'm so sorry. I've insulted you.
I only do excellent fey craftsmanship. When you said you were just gonna pay 500 silver, I was gonna pass it off to one of the apprentices. They kind of do that kind of just simple mundane work.
Absolutely, of course, I understand. I apologize. New to this kind of the world. See, I'm wearing animal remains as clothing. I'm not very up with fashion. I also need some wrist straps then. I have a friend of mine, he's part tree I think now. Definitely could use some leather wrist straps as well. So let's just get a bundle deal going here and some wrist straps too. And top of the line.
Okay. He says, with your wrist straps that you're after, what kind of for yourself or for someone else?
For a friend. Yeah, he's quite old. Worried that his bones are mostly dust at this point in time.
He's human, so a little thinner than what you're seeing on this figure.
Mm-hmm. We can do something like that. So he is we would have to attune it to him. But you want to give him wrist guards. Now I believe Saudade has wrist guards, but he wears them on his legs, right, for the increased speed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course it does.
So instead of making his hands really fast, they make his feet really fast.
Of course.
And they're not wrist guards, they're braces. They're just normal braces. I can wear them anywhere.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking more like kung fu, like bands that like are quite long.
Yeah.
You don't sound into it, Saudade.
I mean, I'm trying to
Trying
buy
to-
you a magical item here.
He's trying to get him a
If
Christmas
anything, I
present.
could use like a new spear.
Oh,
That-
okay. Well,
Well, too bad he's doing tree pose. So.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean you can't hear this obviously,
No.
but yeah.
But braces, we can do braces.
Yeah, braces. Yeah, there's some braces. Keg, what do you think you'd like? Keg, what do you think you'd like? I want a spear. Braces? You think of braces?
I think he'd
And
like
he-
braces.
And are you looking
He'd
for
love
something?
braces, would he?
Oh, thanks for the raid, Niall. Are you looking for something offensive or defensive?
Offensive. He's just straight up in your business.
Okay.
He's very conservative. He comes from a very reserved background.
Mm-hmm.
He's deeply offensive.
He says, word on the tree vine is that you are going to face a dragon.
Yeah. I think
If
so.
Yeah,
you-
we just faced one. It's
If you can bring me dragon hide, and cover the cost of additional materials, let's say 2,000 gold, I can make braces for your friend from dragon hide that will allow him to fight with the dragon stance, take on the flight of a dragon for a period of time.
he'd like that.
Yeah.
How much gold do we have?
That's gonna pretty much. I don't think we can even hit that. Oh, we've got some good, cool items, not just cash. So we could probably do some trading and give him some cool items along with some cash and afford that.
And blessings.
Does this include the tattoo on the keg?
Um,
The stubby holder?
we can, yeah, we'll throw in the stubby holder if it's a mundane stubby holder.
Yeah, that's what I
And
wanted. I just wanted
yeah.
the aesthetic. Keep his friend.
I've got a ring that does that.
Gronk has a ring that does that.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, why don't I just give that to you? Fuck you. Actually, yeah, you know what? Have a read. I'm gonna give Keg the ring of frosty beverages. I don't know
God,
why I've kept it for so long.
It's only been years.
Years of drinking, and he can only now get the ring of frosty beverages.
I mean, that was an instant power I should have just given you and not been a dick about years ago. Let's just do that. Sorry, cancel the stubby holder. I'm an idiot.
Showing off
I've got my own
cancel.
Christmas gift for him. Fuck you. Cool. All right.
There
And
in the end, fellas.
the craftsman says, or the craftswoman says, I'd be happy to to mark that oaken flesh with any symbol. It would be an honor to draw something upon you, ancient one.
On my chest, I would like 2 tankards at say 45-degree angles, clanking into each other, so it almost forms a sort of bat-like symbol, but they're
Nice.
tankards. And in the
And-
middle,
yeah.
where the clash is, the liquid that pours out of them, the drops, form a N a Ninarath.
Keg, we should get matching tattoos. We should get gavel. We should get gavels. Oh, I do.
He wasn't
Okay,
one of the
cool.
judges.
Keg's
Oh,
not a
shit,
judge.
it's
Keg's not a
lame.
judge.
I think that is brilliant. So two tankards clashing into each other. Liquid in the middle forms an N for the Ninarath Empire.
Yes, sir.
She's sort of taking notes on sort of this leaf like paper, and she says, should the tankards have your typical kind of foam on top of the liquid, or is it like a clean pour where it's just foamless? Like what?
Clean pour. Clean pour. Finalist.
Foamless.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. She says, I will draw up some sketches, and perhaps I can present them to you upon your return with the dragon hide, and we will get to work, as it will take some time to put together.
Of course, not a problem at all. Now we should really go uproot our friend.
Mm-hmm.
Well, don't you need to get worked on overnight? Aren't you just going to sit there and get like?
No, she's going to work on some sketches, and we'll have a look at them when we get back after we kill the dragon.
Oh, that
But
makes sense. All right, let's go.
Did I hear you wrong, Dan?
No, that's right. Unless you want to hang around. I mean, it's starting to get to like mid-morning, and people are beginning to gather around the kind of water's edge.
Because we haven't slept in days.
Her health
Correct.
is real low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're a little exhausted.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to stick around for the funeral.
Oh, we are sticking around for the funeral. That's right. Forgot about that.
Yeah. We'll stick around for the funeral. We'll stay here the night, and then in the morning we'll go kill a dragon.
Sounds
Done.
good.
That's as good a plan as any, I reckon.
Excellent.
And don't forget, you are one man down because I am now a tree. So you know, have fun. Like I feel like hold on. What does it put? I'm about to put a photo up of what I feel like I am at the moment. And whenever you guys come talk to me,
if it's a fucking photo of a tree, swear to God, man.
it's,
Oh, yeah.
up on the group chat. Yeah, yeah. This is what Saudade feels like right now.
There we go. Thank you, Saudade.
Yeah. So you know, just listen to your heart, then you'll understand.
Yeah. Saudade, you've managed to crawl your way halfway across the tent in this time, and as Gronk and Keg kind of re-arrive, I would love to see how this plays out.
Keg slaps him.
Dad,
I slap him back with my reeds.
Dad.
I'm like, take this branch attack. I hit you with my arms. Oh, sorry, with my branches.
You are not a tree. You're
Daddy,
not a
why
tree,
am I-
Saudade.
Sassy?
What are
It's
these
just the
roots?
ground.
And what are these roots on my feet?
Keg picks him up. Keg picks him up,
Don't
lifts him off
uproot
the
me.
ground.
Don't uproot me. I feel very dehydrated, and I start to shrivel up now because I'm losing my water source.
Yeah.
Keg takes a candle. Keg takes a candle off the bench and lights a small part of Saudade's ponytail on fire. Like just a small, like a tiny little bunch.
He doesn't-
Like,
I thought
you're
he's-
not a tree.
I thought
You're
he has
an
a
old
shaved
man.
head.
I think I'm pretty sure. I've just rolled a 12. Now, my perception of the pain, because I get a +6, I perceive that there's 18. There's like a 18 worth of perception of the pain that this candle is doing to my back.
You're very aware that you're on fire.
I've perceived an immense amount of pain on my back, which he's currently lighting on fire. I don't know if you know this, Keg, but wood actually lights on fire quite easily.
You're not wood.
Tell that to my branches and my roots on my feet, buddy.
God damn it.
You would say that, wouldn't you?
I don't understand anymore. I don't understand any wood reference jokes now because I'm taking you quite seriously. You're talking about my people. Sorry,
Right,
Keg.
Gronk, we need to
Yeah,
we need to cut him
Saudade,
open.
Saudade, I think you should just bow out of this one.
Yep.
Make
Gronk,
like
we
a
need to cut him open.
make like a tree and leave.
Very good.
Cool. So you pick up Saudade, singe parts of his neck hairs as
We're going to a funeral. Dad, get it together. We're going to a funeral.
I assume Gronk, do you try and like avoid the fire because I know you have a questionable
honestly,
relationship
mate,
with fire.
Because he set his hair on fire, so I'm like dragging him by a foot, like through the campgrounds, just like, come on, Dad, we're going to a funeral.
Yeah.
Say I shall molt my leaves for the occasion.
God. Keg takes the beak on his tankard and just pinpricks his finger so some blood starts coming out of it.
Ooh, look at this sap. This is quite a new thing. I'm discovering what type of tree I am every day.
You
We'll
should
just
cut
leave
him.
him in a pot when we get to the funeral.
You should cut him open and count the rings. There's probably so many.
Not very many. Not very
It's just
many.
solid on the inside. There's no rings. Like, is he one?
Yeah.
Imagine
so
if there
you-
were rings, like, what is he?
So you head to the lake in the sort of around midday, and there is a as you probably happens in the afternoon. Yeah, you got sort of an afternoon to kill. As you kind of make your way around town, you rest up a little bit. You certainly have a short rest, if that helps. And during that afternoon, you notice a bit of work being done. That there is a pyre being created, just sort of on the bank of the where the water meets the earth, and a lot of boughs and branches collected by all the elves are brought up. You notice them anointing it with holy water, adding small kind of various mementos, and in amongst the branches, as they kind of build up this this pyre, though no body is placed upon it, as if you remember, there was no body brought back.
I lay the beak on top of the pyre.
Mm-hmm.
I take off all of the like feathers and slowly like put them in like a bouquet and place them on the pyre.
Yeah.
I lift up Saudade and put him on the
I take off my I've got that skull mask, which is like half a mask, and I put it on the using my branches. I put it on the thing, and I say, "This used to be my mask. May it now be your mask in eternal life."
As the sun begins to sort of wend its way down on the horizon through the trees, and it starts to get dark, the sister comes out. Where is she? In sort of full battle garb, no longer wearing sort of the green robes, and she stands in front of the sort of gathered elves, and she starts singing, as everyone kind of either bows their head or just like sort of watches silently. And occasionally, while she's singing, other elves in the group will begin singing and kind of take up singing for a few minutes and then kind of fade out. And sort of pockets of elves seem to kind of jump in and provide some kind of like backing vocals for a time and then kind of fade out.
Keg jumps in too.
Excellent. Give me a performance check.
Yep, no bloody.
Sound like Keg.
Now you do have a couple of spare advantages from chat if you would like to use one.
Yes. That's better.
21's much better.
Thank you, chat.
That was from Alex. Mark that off. Cool. So that's a 21 on performance. You tell me, Keg. What does a 21 on performance sound like?
They all stop dead silent and listen as if it's the very forest itself singing to this 4 hours beauty. They're so taken aback by it. They want to reward this creature doing this.
So yeah, everyone else stops singing except for the star singer, the woman. But she her eyes snap open as you begin singing. I assume in kind of a very low. I'm imagining like a woodwind instrument, didgeridoo kind of like low thrum. Does your song have words to it, or is it purely like musical notes?
Yeah, it's just notes. Like that didgeridoo sound is perfect.
Yeah, love that.
Yeah.
So just this sort of vibrating hum of wind through essentially an oaken barrel, a tree, possibly even lined with wax. Who knows?
That would sound quite cool, actually.
Yeah, I think that is canonical. That Keg's singing sound is didgeridoo music, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's going to be a Warforged didgeridoo.
I think so.
And so the first half of this was sort of the first maybe like 20 minutes. And then the next 20 minutes, first 20 minutes was like different pockets of elves helping with the singing. But for the next solid 20, Keg is just belting out beautiful tones, sad tones, but also with a bit of like with a sprig of new life and growth and happiness. And this continues on. Gronk or Saudade, do you do anything during this time?
I'm actually, I think I'm proficient with not a lyre, but like the Asian version of an instrument. Like the lap guitar sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
but you're a tree.
Yeah, so I think I'm still like, I can like lengthen I can still strum it with my, with my branches. So I don't perform. I'm not trying to outperform Keg, but like I hear a few tones. I know sort of how to harmonize with them. I'm just harmonizing with like just adding some gravitas to what he's already doing.
Yeah. So he's providing the big bass, the bulk of the sound, but you're kind of in the background, almost providing the ad libs.
No, not even that. Like I'm providing like an extra like depth to the tone.
Okay.
Like a melody?
No, more like a harmony. It's more like a harmony.
Harmony.
It's more of a harmony, if anything.
Cool. Gronk. Oh wait. Oh, Saudade, give me a performance check.
15 plus whatever my performance is. 12.
It's not as nice as Keg's, but I would say it's slightly additive. It's not taking away.
I am a tree.
Sure. Yes, you certainly are.
Whatever you want, buddy.
Gronk.
I'm gonna do like an interpretive dance with the remaining feathers, showing how we found the body and we're lamenting its loss and death, and like
Oh,
like an operatic, like dramatic.
it's going to be a very short dance, right?
I mean, I love my headcanon now is that with this didgeridoo sound, Gronk is doing like instead of like old, the emu with the arm up and around, it's like he's doing the owl, like turning his head around and like being sort of super obviously strutting around as the owl, and then and the hunter that comes along, right?
With the body of the owl that we're mourning.
Yeah. With the remains of it, I guess.
Feathers.
Oh my god.
Gronk,
I was about to say, this is the first fucking time we've come into a village and not caused absolute havoc and mayhem.
No, but I'm doing it in like a solemn way. Like at the end, I throw like the feathers into the fire as like a goodbye. You've been.
Oh, this is a respectful, respectful way to
Feral
get down.
in Blades of Glory. When you're trying to do the contemporary dancing.
Yep.
But you're Will Ferrell and you can't do anything. Really.
Oh, we don't know what he's rolled yet.
Yeah, Gronk, I would also like a performance check out of you, please.
Sure.
There are still some inspirations left if you need to scrape the bottom of the barrel there.
Don't. Take it off Facebook. Oh, there we
I'm
go.
gonna scrape the bottom of the barrel if you wouldn't mind and roll again.
Yep.
It's slightly better.
Slightly better. That's a
That
10.
is worth it.
The elves see that the intention is good, but when the full hour is complete, and the song comes to an end, I think your dance lasts for like a good half hour by the time you start joining in. Gronk, you're probably a bit worn out. There's sort of a lot of heavy breathing. The last 10 minutes or so, you get real sloppy with the moves.
Back into it and
Yeah. You drop the feathers a couple of times and have to pick them up out of the mud.
It's respectful. It's respectful, but it's morbid.
Yeah. And there's sort of a polite applause at the end as the Star Singer, not the Star Singer. What is she? The Night Shadow. But the one who was singing, she turns around and you see her hold out her hand at a small, with a puff of magic. The pyre lights up and blazes into the night, and then there's sort of a cheer from the surrounding elves as you see casks being brought out, and tables are set up with food, and a big feast occurs.
Is there a fat, loud one who drinks a lot in this group?
Sure. There's like, as far as elves go, all of them are that kind of stereotypical, skinny, tall. But there's one who has quite a paunch. He's got a bit of he's almost like a dad bod elf, and he's the one that's over roasting mushrooms on like an open barbecue style kind of thing. He keeps like grabbing kind of wooden tankards and sinking the drinks, while telling another group of elves about the crocodile sports over the weekend, and how this is how you grow your mushrooms. Like, you want to make sure it's just right. Like, you want to get the right seasoning, and so on.
Keg wanders over to him.
He says, greetings, Ancient One. I see you've come here to come get a lesson from the master, as it were, on how to grill these mushrooms. A bit of a well-known name around here. I am. They call me They call me Stinky Pinky.
Of course they do. Oh yes, Pinky. I love a good mushroom over the fire.
Oh, it's the only way to cook them, honestly. Some people want to just, you know, some people want to put them in the oven or have them in a tea. I think that's nonsense, honestly. Only way to do it over open fire. You got to get that the flame grilled taste.
Yeah, but I do prefer to cover the grill and allow the smoke to come into my mushrooms. But that's all right. Everyone's got their own way of doing it. Every time that he has a sip, Keg has a little bit of a longer sip.
Yeah. Are you kind of and you're making that very obvious kind of thing?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. What is Keg drinking?
Keg is drinking.
Like, is he drinking just like that regular good stuff that he can whip out, or has he got something special?
What's he drinking? What is Keg drinking? The Milligan's Deep Stout.
Mm.
It's chocolate dwarven brew.
The Pinky sort of gets a whiff of that, and you see him kind of wince a little bit and say, "Oh, dwarven stout, is it? I mean, it's a bit. Yeah, it's fine if that's your taste, I suppose. But usually prefer something lighter and fruitier. There's dwarves. I'm pretty sure they just put a bit of sediment in there, just because dwarves, they like to eat dirt. You can really taste that in their beverages, of course.
I agree. Sometimes I prefer a bit of cinnamon schnapps, or some of that old grape mash. But you go with what you got. I liked what you guys had, that honey brew before. Is that what you've got there?
Yeah. So this is obviously for special occasions. The root beer here. It's got that real creamy flavor. It's from the southeast. If you've been as far as Nintir Vale.
Oh yes, love the Nintir Vale. And Keg sort of shines his shield towards him. Yeah, it's all right for starters, though, isn't it? I like something a little bit stronger with my mushrooms.
And
takes an even longer sip.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm looking for. After a little while, he seems to notice, and is sort of like, "Oh, have you got? Would you like a top up?"
Oh yeah, yes please.
He sort
Keg
of
nibbles one of these mushrooms. Keg takes one off and nibbles at it like the bowl of chips.
Yeah. He sort of signals over one of the young children, and he runs off and brings back a small crate of six, sort of a wooden crate with 6 bottles in it, packed in with kind of moss and straw. And he pulls out 2 and pops both the corks out. You hear with the psss, and hands you one.
Excellent. I give him a cheers and drink it
down. So he ends up having a drink as well. Keg, as this is your second one, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Thank you.
I believe you have resistance to poisons, though, so it will be an advantage.
And we're gonna need it.
That's a 5
That's
and
not- that's not good.
4. Keg, after a couple of sips at this, you find that you've kind of finished your beverage, and you look down and you feel like your legs are kind of growing into the ground. In fact, you're feeling quite content to kind of just stand here, because there's nowhere else you could go. You're pulling your legs out of the ground would be insane. Like, that would just be untree-like.
You know how I was right in front of his fire, like nibbling at his mushrooms?
Yeah.
So because I'm so happy right there where I am, I like flick open my my supplies bag. And like I said, these always they always taste better with a bit of wood chips to get that smoke going. And I just throw some wood chips on his mushrooms. I've essentially become that drunk new guy who's taken over the barbecue pit.
Yeah.
And I close the lid on the fire to start my own process going.
Start your own smoker.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me a persuasion check to see how well you pull this off. Look, I'll be honest, it doesn't go down well. An 8 is
We got
not.
a real natural 100 wheel spin situation going on right now, which is exactly what I wanted.
There's a little bit of the like, hey now, and he keeps trying to like raise the lid and kind of like waft away the smoke, and you're like, no, just leave it. And that sort of continues on, I believe, sort of into the night. Gronk, what are you doing during this funeral? Or it's the wake, I suppose.
Yep. After my lackluster performance dancing, I've attempted just to. I've gone by the food. I've basically just sitting down at a table now, just eating alone and trying to keep an eye on. I assume like I'm sitting under Saudade. Saudade's like standing there pretending to be a tree, and I'm just like sitting underneath him, eating, watching Keg.
I think a lot of that tree stuff is starting to wear off on you, Saudade. Like you're feeling like, oh, you can move around a little bit, right? You're kind of like the ants.
Yeah,
you
I feel
could,
like,
you could.
obviously everyone has started sobering up at some point. So I started sobering up. But still, still got like that whole. I think I'm like I now think I'm more like an ant, like a movable tree,
Mm-hmm.
like a moving tree rather than like a tree that's steady. But I still feel like I'm made out of bark, sort of thing. I'm slowly getting there.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm walking around. I'm talking to people. Seeing I'm now one of the people, I now have a bit of an insight into how much we all love the trees. I think I actually love the trees the most out of the whole group.
Yeah, you can't believe
odd
that
one.
Gronk suggested to burn down the forest just days ago.
I mean, and that Keg was supporting that, to be honest.
What?
Sorry, mate, you're not part of this like little thing right now. So I'm talking to locals. I'm like, guys, so sorry for the loss to your community. Just wondering, how long has the dragon been sort of weighing on your guys' mind?
It's just been the last 10 day or so, maybe even the last month, that we've been starting to see it. It hasn't ventured out here or interacted with any of our camps, but it's certainly has a noticeable impact in the area. Game has been harder to find. There's been certainly less meat available out in the woods and leathers and so on.
You could actually get away with having getting away with a animal-free diet, plant-based. It's actually a lot more healthier for us. Don't know if you want to just consider it, but Yeah, what color was the dragon, if you don't mind me asking?
Black.
Ooh. It was like a shadow.
One of our riders got a pretty good look at it. Even in the dark, they were. It appears to be a black dragon.
Well, that's a new one for us. We've killed a plenty. Red, ice, green, shadow. There's actually, this might get us, dragon bingo.
Gotta kill them all. Is
Yeah.
Stay vegan.
This helmet that
Kill
I'm wearing.
dragons.
Once we do, we get a free soda.
This actual helmet that I'm wearing, this whole thing.
I thought you put the dragon skull on the pyre.
No, I put the half thing that we got in the pyramid. Yeah, remember how like the Phantom of the Opera mask?
Oh yeah.
I put that one in there.
Okay.
Yeah, but yes, I say this dragon one was just one of the many things that we killed. So yeah, we're quite impressive. We're quite a big deal.
I love that
Heard of us.
we've accepted the mission. Sean's just walking around at night being like, "Oh yeah, we got this. Oh yeah."
Well, I will
Yeah.
pray.
We don't even have our full group.
I will pray to Coralon for your success.
What does Coralon? What are they the goddess of?
Well, Coralon.
We pray to the Raven. We've had the Raven Queen on our side. I mean, I'm guessing you know all about the Raven Queen, seeing how you're birds.
Well, we aren't birds. I mean, we're elves.
Yeah, but you work with the birds.
Yes. Coralon is the patron god of all elves. He is our creator. He governs those that are held in the highest esteem among elves, such as magic, music, arts, poetry, and warfare. He
Tick, 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 tick. You know what I'm saying for this group?
approves of those who kill orcs, and the followers of Lolth.
Sounds like a pretty steady guy.
You probably,
Heck.
or Gronk, I should say, but you probably overhear this as this elf that Saudade's talking to says, Coralon was the one that cut out Grumpsh's eye.
And I come sprinting over. Where?
What's the myth about where does he keep said eye, or what has he done with said eye?
I don't believe he kept it. Is the story? The Grumpsh and Coralon were engaging, or Coralon was engaging in a harmless prank. But of course, Grumpsh, being overly aggressive and degenerate, got hostile, and when the gods drew lots on where the races that they had created were to live, Coralon obviously picked the woods and the Fae for the elves, but when it came to Grumpsh's turn to draw a lot, there were none left for the orcs. Of course, because no one wanted orcs living nearby, it lowers property prices.
Was that you laughing there, Gronk?
It was actually. The property prices bit got me.
Yeah. So at one point though, Grumpsh and Coralon came to blows, and using his longsword, Coralon cut out Grumpsh's eye, but it was not without some blood loss on their part. Corellon's blood that was spilled became the elves that live in the Fae.
Beautiful story.
Yeah, according to some stories, when Corellon and Grumpsh came to the negotiating table, Grumpsh attacked him. Corellon fought and basically lost. Some say they were a bit arrogant. Some say he was betrayed, and his blade broke. But he was able to use that half blade to cut out Grumpsh's eye. The battle,
How does that
though.
make you feel, son?
You know, like Grumpsh's a cool dude. I mean,
Yeah, the elf continues. The battle ended because Corellon could not bring themselves to kill an unarmed, wounded enemy, and left Grumpsh there defeated. Corellon went home to Arvandor, the home of the elves, because Grumpsh swore that he would fight him if he stayed, and our father and mother didn't want to risk their own demise.
oh yeah, I wouldn't want to fight Grumpsh either. So yeah, your pansy ass Scott went home. Mine stayed on the field. Yeah, sounds about a proper today. Not that we're discussing whose god's better, but you know, my one didn't go home.
A small crowd starts gathering, kind of annoyed at Gronk's kind of showboating.
It's not showboating, it's fact. You just said it.
Don't boo me. I've seen what makes you cheer.
For the rest of the evening, Gronk and Saudade, you have little. You don't have many friends at the festivities.
It's new.
Yeah, I know, right?
And so the night kind of winds on, and we reach the end of the 8th day. And you are all, the three of you are given a small tent to share, and are able to kind of get in there to sometime around midnight.
Excellent.
So can we have a long rest?
Good old long rest.
You certainly can have a long rest.
Bit of a long rest. New day.
New day.
Yeah.
So now it's like Majora's
You're
Mask.
pretty new day.
Dawn of the 9th day.
Dun, dun. How many days have we got on this army marching?
We
to us?
have. Well, in one more day, they're going to hit, I think, Drellin's Ferry.
Okay, which is a long way from here.
Long way from where we are, yeah, but that's the start. That's the first point on their road to plunder.
We helped out Drone's Ferry before?
Yes, and then
Okay,
we've
good,
just
good.
because we marched off from there, and then yeah. I mean, maybe it'll take a bit longer. They do have to go through the keep, even though there's no one at the keep. We killed everyone there, so no. I think they're just going to march through the cleared out places. Maybe they might slow down. They might be a little bit worried about their two forward bases being wiped out.
Yeah, I think seeing that the keep is wiped out, they're probably gonna have to spend a day reorganizing that, getting that refortified.
Probably a bit nervous after we killed the fucking dragon.
Possibly, yeah.
Yes. I think we can safely assume we've bought ourselves at least 2 days. 1 day of the nerves of killing the dragon, 1 day for clearing the keep.
Yep. Excellent. All right. It is a day to kill another dragon.
Safe assumption.
All right.
Excellent.
So,
It is north, is it not? It is north. North we must go to fight the lizard folk and the dragon.
yeah.
What a simple challenge we've taken.
So you start making your way north up the rivers, as we see here, towards the ruins of Old Rest. Give me who's sort of leading the way here.
I think Keg would be on this one.
Yeah, I feel like I'd be leading the way.
Cool. Give me a nature
I
or
was, I was part tree. So I
possibly
feel like,
survival check.
Okay, you wanted to rest. I could also navigate through the trees. I was once part of.
You do speak tree now. Hang on. Let's see what happens with this. You know what? We're going to stick with this survival.
It's a 19.
Yes, sir.
Keg, you forge your path through and sloshing through the marshland. Make your way north and lead the way. Where is... Okay. For the first couple of hours, it's rather uneventful. Where is...
That's how we like our adventures.
Uneventful. Just the whole way. You guys find the dragon, you kill it, you're done. You good.
Done. We make a dragon skin hide.
Sounds brilliant. It sounds brilliant. Let's go do it.
Give me a perception check, Keg, as you kind of make your way through these game trails, and then eventually you even find a like a road, like a path through these areas. Okay.
Here we go. This isn't good.
So you start making your way along the road. Do you, and it's a little bit easier going. It's a bit of a trail. Do you stay on the road, or do you head out into the sort of more swampy marshland kind of area?
Using my perception, I stop the group and put my ear down to the ground, and I say, I can hear the rumblings of a dragon, Gronk. This way, through the marsh, off the path.
Excellent. Straight off the path. Following Keg.
And in fact, as you get closer to the north, Keg, as the day wends on, you start to feel like you can actually kind of see as well small stone structures popping out of the river, or popping out of the rivers that flow around here, the piles of water. It actually appears that at some point that there were either peasant buildings here that were then flooded, or perhaps some sort of half aquatic race has built a city and long abandoned it.
It's sort of like Pompeii. It's just ruins. There's like no completed buildings left.
Correct.
Right. A dragon has surely done this recently, Gronk. What damage this must be. Gronk's gone. He'll be right back with us in a moment.
He'll be right back after these
Saudade.
messages.
Saudade, the dragon's clearly just done this. We must be hot on his tail.
I look for dragon scat.
Okay. Give me a survival check.
Yeah, just to see. I'm trying to gather. Oh no, I'm not great at survival checks. I got an 11. So I'm trying to see, how recent was his last meal. So that we we know if it's gonna be hungry when we go face it.
Yeah. What'd you get?
11.
You come across what you think is dragon scat. and sort of start following the trail, how do you determine what it, how old it is? Do you like Jeff Goldblum, or like is it Sam Neill? Just stick your arm in, or
I feel like with an 11, I try. I'm doing a Sam Neill, not a Jeff Goldblum.
do you lick some?
I mean, like first, like I smell it. Like I put my ear to it to try and see if I can hear, like if it's degraded enough. Then then I kind of, I'm sniffing it too closely, and I actually get like a little bit of lip, or I get some lips on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Wonderful. This is going great.
So you have found what you believe to be some dragon scat, and start kind of trying to follow it. You think it has been eating sort of gamey kind of meats recently.
Excess protein in the poos, yeah.
Yeah.
Saudade, I think, and Gronk. I think what we should do rather than hunt the dragon is lure the dragon to us. The elves said that there was a race of lizard people that lived near the dragon. I think, Gronk, since you've got the sort of roughest, leatheriest skin of all of us, if we cut you just a little bit so you bleed, and you writhe around in the water like an injured lizard, and me and Saudade, me and Saudade hide in the ruins, then maybe we could lure the dragon out to us.
Now, how about this, right? I like this plan, and I want to build on it, right? If we build some sort of, like bear trap, but for a dragon, so that it doesn't fly off. So all we need is to like sharpen out maybe like 6 foot long spikes, have it around in a circle, which then like spring up when it lands on that specific area.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, that's only
Keg's never built a bear trap,
No.
but I think building a dragon-sized one should be easy, especially in a swamp.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually
Gronk and I, we've built bear traps before. We know how to do it.
It's actually the smaller the bear trap, the harder it is, because it's like fiddly and stuff. If you make it like giant, that's probably easier.
Yeah. So we just need some sort of like spring-loaded bear trap for a dragon. So I like your plan. I think we can always get something, maybe even like cattle from around here that's feasting, and we can kind of like put down in the middle, and then bang. And at least that way we know the dragon's not going to fly away, and we can just beat it to smithereens like we did last time.
Okay, so rather than hunt for the dragon, I think we will rummage around for timber to start the construction of a giant bear trap in a swamp.
Yeah, this is going to work. Trust me.
Good thing we're not on a time constraint.
Dude, no, but I mean, like, think about it. It's not going to take too long. We've all got the tools to cut something down.
Oh, look. I found some timber.
We just came out of the forest, mate.
Yeah, everything around you is there is a lot of wood around you in the marshes, though it is obviously very sort of wet, soggy kind of.
Bendy.
Yeah.
Bendy. Oh, we go to like make a rabbit trap then that's big enough for a dragon. Like one of the ones like whip up and like tie them up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ingenuity, guys. Let's try it.
All right, Dan. What do we need? What rolls do we need to make this happen?
That'd be a survival check to make a trap for sure.
Survival.
It's a hardcore 7 out of Keg. Keg picks the exact wrong kind of wood. Thinking that all wood is excellent wood.
You picked the exact wrong kind of wood. I rolled a 5 here, okay? So I double down on your wood and I collect the same one.
Yeah, you thinking that Keg...
Gronk has your...
You thinking Keg knows what the fuck he's talking about when it comes to wood.
I know, I'm like, Keg, you're a natural, mate. You're picking out the correct ones. Awesome. Let's keep it up.
With a 15 out of Gronk, you know a lot more. you watch this unfold for a little while, possibly without saying anything.
I think it's probably. I'm just like, it's gonna be faster if I just do it on my own and not have them involved.
Yeah.
So that don't think they're helping.
We
You
build.
see me, you see me saying, Keg, mate, you are a goddamn natural. You are so good. You just make this so well, mate.
We
Told
end
you,
up.
there's a hunter in you are.
We end up rebuilding a barn, but tis no bear trap.
Anything, we get trapped in it while we're building it.
Exactly.
All right. So as you are making your way through here, you make the trap. You hide it just underneath the water a little bit, so you can kind of just see it on the trail, and you make your way off the trail, off to the side, to kind of wait.
We need a law.
Uh,
Gronk. I'm telling you, you're the most lizard-like. You need to writhe around in the center of the trap.
Idiot.
Why
See,
don't we just
Gro-
let him do it?
Gronk's silence is his
Consent.
consent. Silence is consent. I remember it from high school. Writhe around in the trap, Gronk.
so you've put.
So yeah, I'm gonna go and walk knee deep into the water over here and hiss a little, I guess. Pat my hands on the water.
Cut
And
yourself.
then-
Dragons smell
yeah.
blood.
Yeah, cut my hand open and like rub it in the water a bit.
So
I'm gonna get
whereabouts
sepsis.
have you put the trap?
I reckon like here or something, like in between. I think that the boys can hide behind whatever this is, the thing, and I'll have the trap sitting right out here in the marshy land.
Okay. So in there somewhere.
I learned the skill of how to hide like a tree. How to be a tree. So I think I could actually just blend in with the local fauna.
Okay, sure.
I thought that was a tree, so I'm just going to stand out in the open.
Nah, I'm hiding behind the log.
No. Stick with the plan, eh?
All right. You two give me a stealth check. Keg, I believe you are at disadvantage because of your sort of heavy armored nature. You kind of keep sinking into the bog, and have to keep kind of clawing yourself back out a bit. So that's a 3 on the stealth. Yeah, every few minutes you have to like loudly pull yourself back out, and there's just like a big sucking sound as the marsh kind of lets you go. Almost like a cork leaving a bottle, and then you can kind of settle in again and slowly start sinking back in.
Excellent. And the sun just flickers off my shield.
Yeah.
Nice and bright.
Gronk, give me a performance check to see how wounded you're able to come across as.
Oh, natty 20.
Oh my god, a wounded lizard. Where did Gronk go?
Listen.
Let's see here. Okay. After a couple of hours of this, where is it? A sort of pack of drakes seem to come down from the north, following the path. Occasionally, they kind of snap at each other, and the sort of lead one seems to be sort of sniffing at the air, making its way, and seems to have your scent, Gronk.
What are drakes?
Baby dragons.
They are excellent question. I
Thank
will.
you.
These are what drakes look like. So sort of wingless dragons that are on all fours like animals, almost like hounds.
Easy. Easy. They always say make sure the dragon doesn't fly. This one can't.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are we rolling initiative or?
Yeah, but what do you? So do you just kind of keep the plan as they move closer and closer?
I start slowly like backing up behind the trap. I actually end up standing on top of the turned over wagon. So the boys are hiding behind it, and I'm standing up on top of it.
Yep. One of them, they seem to be kind of sniffing the air. As they make their way closer. One of them breaks from the pack and kind of starts running and falls into the trap. Now, what does the trap do to it? What kind of trap? You set up like a bear trap, like a spiky kind of...
A spiky bear trap, yeah, it springs up and hopefully impales it a bit.
For sure.
We should have dug a pit.
We should have dug a pit.
We should have dug a pit of spice.
Roll for me 3d10.
Sure.
With your excellently constructed trap.
No, I don't do that. It's on that. 10.
So this front drake, this sort of greenish one, followed by these two black ones behind, falls into the trap and is impaled by the trap itself and is kind of pinned there. It's going to have to spend its turn kind of getting out of that, and we're going to roll initiative.
I can't believe the trap worked. It definitely wouldn't have killed a dragon, though.
No.
15 altogether for old Saudades.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'll give Saudade and Keg I'll give you a surprise round here, as the Drake is certainly surprised that it's in a trap there. Now this ground here is going to be difficult terrain, so it's going to take twice as much to move across it. The path is not difficult terrain, and obviously the water is a lot harder to cross as well. But Gronk, you are first to act.
Awesome. I'm going to take a running dash in and start just hacking away at this Drake.
Cool.
Hit him for 23 and do 18 damage.
All right, how do you want to do this?
I like to think it's like flailing around a bit. It's been quite badly impaled, and I just walk up and take off its head.
Yeah.
And stare towards the next two.
Yes.
They kind of hiss and howl at you, like there's kind of like almost like a spitting cat, like and from their mouths drip what appears to be acid.
Instead of taking my second attack because I can't move, I'll just roar at them.
Yep.
That'll learn them.
Saudade.
So what I'm going to do is, now that he's killed the first one, I'm actually going to run around. Oh, we can run through because it's already been set off.
Sure.
Um,
So it is double. It takes double the movement speed to move across that kind of
Yeah.
marshy area, unless you have anything special.
That's like that's like my whole turn to get there. Because I'm quick. I'm gonna get there. Oh wait, hold on, what's happening? I can't click and move my guy.
That's Keg.
Oh, that makes more sense. So I'm gonna go here.
Yep.
And I'm gonna then pick up my spear. Oh, I can move up to here, can't I? 25.
Yep.
25. I go here, and I'm actually going to launch my spear at these other blokes.
Okay.
Oh, there's I'm gonna guess 12 misses.
Yeah, they kind of duck and hiss at you, spitting small amounts of acid in your direction as well.
Yeah. I just flip them off and say, "Come at me." Sorry, excuses for dragons. I do my own cutting words that have no effect on whatsoever. And it's my turn.
Cool. Keg.
Keg doesn't have any projectiles that he can throw, but he looks down at this wagon in front of him and sees the wheels sticking out of the mud and snaps off one of the spokes, so it has a pointy end on it.
Yep.
Then he yells to Saudade, "This is how it's done," and runs up just behind him. We'll move him later. And launches the spoke at one of the dragons.
Cool.
There we go. What do you want me to roll for that? Because I don't have a projectile.
Just give me a strength attack like you would with the tankard, and I'll remove +1 because it's not a magical thing.
No worries. Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. 21 will hit. And roll for me. So you've picked up the spoke or something from the collapsed wagon.
Snapped off the spoke of the wagon wheel.
So almost like throwing a javelin. So roll me a 1d8 plus your strength. So I think for you that's 1d8 plus 4. Oh, 1d8 plus 5. You've got 20 strength.
That's not how you do it.
No, let me roll for you there. Oh, you're gonna want to roll because I rolled terribly. /R space 1d8 plus 5. You're putting a 1 before the slash. There you go. Oh, there you go.
Couldn't be easier.
So that's 13 damage. Do you apply any smiting to this attack?
Yeah, I light it on fire.
Cool. So your divine smite is an extra 2d8 for a first level spell slot. You can click the d8 twice. Yeah, there you go. Cool. So 13 piercing damage as this kind of makeshift javelin flies and pierces the drake. And when it does, it explodes in kind of holy fire, doing 8 damage.
I turn and wink at Saudade. I've never done that before.
Someone's been watching Saudade.
The drake's going to come forward here and... all three of you need to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
What do I get if I'm next to you, Keg?
+2.
Alrighty, there should be enough.
Oh Jesus, that ain't enough for old Keg.
That's not
No,
good.
Jesus.
Rolled a 16 altogether.
Could be
Uh,
worse.
a 16 means you're going to take half damage on this, Saudade.
Oh yeah, but I got that Saudade thing, which means I take no damage. Bow.
Well done.
Take your word for it. The rest of you are going to take 15 acid damage.
That's not fun.
That's not fun. Man, I can't wait to spear this thing.
Saudade, the other Drake runs up to you and tries to once with its bite, once with its tail. So the first attack with its bite. Critical hit.
Oh, it did not hit a 20.
Yes, it did.
So that's 5 plus 6, 11 piercing damage plus 8 acid damage. So 19 damage altogether.
We should have built more traps.
And then and then it tries to smack you with its tail. Another critical hit.
Oh my god.
This time for
Okay, that's incredible.
What the
Back to back.
fuck?
this time for 6 damage.
Alright, so back to the village for another long rest. And then we press forward.
Gronk.
I'm gonna. Oh, I can't move. I can only move. Fuck, can I move? Oh no, I can get both of those. Is this acid remaining here? Is that why it's all been marked? Like, am I?
No, it's just
Okay.
that was its kind of breath spray.
All right, I'm gonna walk in front of them both.
Kind of
And just
coughed up a big fur ball like a like a cat just
Sit on it. Yep. Well, that's gross, and it's gonna get smacked in the face with a great axe because of that.
Yep.
22
22
hit.
does hit. Look at that, because you targeted it. Tells you it hit.
Oh, mate. And some 8 damage. And then attack number 2.
Yep. It is looking bloodied.
Critically fail.
Yeah, that's not going to cut it. Anything else?
That's it, sir.
Saudade.
Alright, so this one which attacked me is, I'm guessing, this one over here.
Yep.
I take offense to that. Even though I started like saying he was a sorry excuse for a dragon, so I'm going to attack him back.
Yeah.
So I've obviously thrown my spear away near the bridge. I'm going to go find that later. I'm going to attack it.
Cool.
How does 25 look?
25 does hit.
Yep. D6, because it's a thing. So it's 7 damage on the first attack. On the second attack, I rolled a natty 1. So, you know, you've been rolling your natty 20s, and I guess I balanced it out for you.
Yeah. I messaged
and
Catherine the
then-
other day to get her blessings.
Oh, okay. Fuck you, Catherine. If you ever listen to this, fuck you. Going to do my bonus attack. Does 18 look?
18's good.
And then 8 damage on that one.
Yep.
And then I'm going to disengage. Actually, I'm not going to disengage. I'm going to go over here to this side of him. So, like, as I'm attacking, I'm mostly ducking and weaving. I'm going like that so that they both. If anyone wants to do an acid attack, he has to get through both of us.
Yep. Trying to split up a bit. Very clever. Cool.
I bet these guys hate acid.
Keg. I believe it's now your turn.
Excellent. I'm going to smash.
An 18 does hit. I think you had yourself targeted, so it says it misses you, but an 18 will hit the
That's good.
The Drake.
I'm happy it misses me.
We'll just take the damage for that one. So that's 11. What is... Sean, is that your thing in the background?
Sorry, that's me.
Ah. I'm sorry, I thought it was you, Sean. My apologies.
I mean, it's a fair assessment. It normally is.
I'm the one who always plays. I'm the one who plays his own music. I don't listen to music.
Gotcha. This it's still standing, but it's not looking great.
Another swing.
Cool. This time an 18 will certainly hit, so roll the damage.
Man, when you target them, makes it so much easier.
I think you just rolled the attack again. I need you to roll the damage.
Man, when you click the right thing, it makes it so much easier.
Oh, wait, no, it did do it. All right, 10 damage. That's fine. I have no idea why it was telling the miss again. Thinking maybe the 7 missed. Anyway, cool. So you slam into it with the tank head. It's still somewhat standing, but you think a strong drink could knock this patron over at this stage.
I spit on it.
Interesting. It takes umbrage at that, and it's going to see if it recharges its breath weapon.
I apologize for spitting on it.
And see if it can spit back at you. It does not. But Gronk, it's going to try and attack you. It's going to move...
It can try.
It's going to move up so that it's... well, I think it was in range of you and Keg anyway. The first time it's going to try and bite Gronk. That's an 18 to hit. It's going to be 5 piercing damage and 3 acid damage.
Easy.
And then Keg, it tries to slam you with its tail. And that's going to be a 22 to hit for 8 bludgeoning damage.
God damn it.
Saudade,
We'll
this
kill this in this turn.
this one's kind of up in your grill. It's going to try and bite at you. Misses savagely. As you're just too quick, even in slowed down by the marsh, you're able to kind of duck and weave around its dripping fangs. However, Gronk, you're behind it, so its tail kind of lashes out at you, and also badly misses.
Oh my god! It critted twice and then badly missed twice.
Yeah. Look, swings and roundabouts. Gronk.
All right, let's clean up these bad boys. 25 to hit. Yep. 13 damage on the first hit.
For the one below you?
Yep.
So how do you want to do this?
I think as it's spitting at Keg, I'm going to get like a good uppercut hit with it, and then Keg's going to pummel it down. We're just going to keep hitting its head up and down until we just basically mash it.
Yep.
I love it.
And then I'm going to turn around and attack the one behind me. 14 to hit, yes.
Yep.
And 14 damage.
Okay. There we go. Yep. It is now looking quite bloodied. Saudade.
And that's the end of turn. Yep.
Saudade's going to come in and finish off what he started, which is this guy's life. Not with that attack. How does a 13 look?
13's just a little bit shy, I'm afraid.
All right. Oh my god. Saudade's I think I'm still a tree, to be honest. I just can't attack him. I just don't know what's going on, so I can
Just
only put it
flailing.
down to my tree-like instincts still kicking in.
Flailing in the wind. All right, Keg. Then it's time to bring it
Yeah, I
home.
missed all my attacks.
I pull the wheel spear that's sticking out of the dead dragon in front of me, and notice that the end is still pointy, and throw it at this one.
Yep. Unfortunately, the pointy spear that kind of pierced the first one, a lot of its sort of edge had been filed away by the acid blood of this thing, and was no longer kind of pointy enough to pierce this drake's hide.
Damn it. I move over and swing it with my tankard.
Mm-hmm. $20 will definitely hit.
Dirty 20.
That's
Filthy 20.
7 damage. It's not looking great, but it's still standing and ready to dish it back.
I should have hit it the first time.
Unless you are pumping
I
some
spit on this
divine.
one too.
On
Nah.
hit, you can declare your divine smite.
Nah, I just spit on it.
It turns around to you and Gronk, and it starts spitting. In fact, it starts kind of hacking up like a fur ball, like a and just spits all over you. I need you two to make dexterity.
Fuck!
I need you to make dexterity saving throws.
Better fucking save this dex.
Now, Gronk, do you have your special thing that lets you like get advantage?
If I see it coming, yeah.
I think you see this coming.
Awesome.
I,
15, 15.
15 is enough.
Spiders.
So 12.
Correct. You take 12 damage, whereas Keg, you take 24 acid damage.
Oh my god.
Gronk, it is your turn.
I need to kill this thing now. 15 to hit.
15 will hit.
15 damage. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. How do you finish this thing off after you narrowly avoid
I think,
some of the acid kind of splashes off your arm, eats
well, I
away,
think what actually
pockmarking.
happened is that I hacked into this thing so viciously that the acid actually disemboweled it, and the acid actually got on me. That's how I got half the damage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Whereas Keg wasn't able to get the shield up in time and just took the full brunt of it. The ancient oak kind of sizzling and bubbling away under him.
Keg's nose is melted off his face.
It's just fallen off though, like it hasn't like fully just
fallen off.
It's like a snowman in summer.
Dude. Keg thinks it's got something to do with the.
I'm actually got.
Keg thinks it's got something to do with
If it
the.
helps, I can give you a little bit of my body. Seeing I'm also made of wood now.
That helps. That helps a lot.
Yeah. Excellent. So you've killed some drakes, and I'm proud of you.
Oh yeah, cool. You're not saying it's your puzzle anymore.
Well, you were sick of my puzzles, apparently. You've not.
No, we weren't sick of your
puzzles.
puzzles. We were just sick of the liberalness that you were applying to all your different
I liked
puzzles.
it.
Yeah. Well.
I don't know where this criticism has come from, Daniel. I certainly do not subscribe to it. I, for one, loved your Drake puzzle.
Yeah,
It's
right.
quite challenging.
Thank you, Doug.
Also,
Thank you,
team,
Brett.
Dear fancy lads, I think we should take these corpses back to the elves and show them that we have defeated their drakes. They clearly missaw what they were looking at and got themselves confused, as the natives tend to do, and claim our reward.
Now, here's something else we could do, right? We could always get the owl that whose feathers we're using, and we could put that on the drakes.
Okay.
And say
For what
so-
purpose?
say it was a dragon.
Yeah. I believe one of my ancestors, who was called, I forget what his name was actually now. We used to call it, man, I forgot what what we used to call it in Star Wars. Fuck, I forgot everything about Star Wars now.
Great story. Great story. My ancestor, I've forgotten his name. He used to have a story. I've forgotten the details. But the moral of the story was, I've forgotten that bit too.
The moral of the story was, let's do it.
I forget how it goes, but the punchline is, if you have owl feathers and a drake, you can make a stew. Am I right?
That's a classic song.
Yeah, let's do it. I forgot what. Fuck, I really forgot everything about Star Wars.
Alright, Saudade, mute yourself. What do you think about what you're saying?
Like it is getting late at night. But you have these drakes, these two sort of slightly larger black drakes, and the smaller kind of green one. Their corpses lying here in the marsh. You look to the north and you see the marsh kind of gives way to almost like a small lake. Saudade, you're quite perceptive. Give me a perception check.
Oh fuck! That's an almighty 10.
Yeah, I mean, you see the lake. You kind of see this large, dark lake brooding to the north. But yeah, you don't make out much else.
Yeah, no, that sounds fair. I actually, this actually looks really familiar. What we're looking at over here.
That's one hell of a lake.
It's like I don't know if you recognize it, Gronk, like the actual map itself, not like where, like sure this is the bridge that we used to cross when we were trying to. We almost got like attacked by the Loch Ness monster.
Oh no, that Kraken was ages away.
Yeah, I know it's a totally different part of the world, but like, as in, like if you look at the map itself, I'm pretty sure it's like carbon copy of it.
Sure.
Because they also had like a little bit of a kink in the bridge.
Yeah, you know what's really fun, Saudade, when you go to the theater and you're like, oh, do you see that background? Yeah, that's the same background they used in an earlier scene. Oh, see that curtain? Yeah, you can see the people behind the curtain moving things around.
It is actually quite fun though.
Jesus.
I could do CGI better than that.
Yeah.
So who's down for convincing them that they didn't see a dragon, they saw 3 drakes and claiming a reward? Because that was fucked.
I mean, I'm not for that. I'm always up for a bit of deception.
Nah, I mean, like Saudade.
Alright.
Saudade
That's 2 to 1.
You go for the bingo. If I can make my point here.
Well, that being said, we want. Sorry. You go.
Dragon bingo. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I think we need the actual dragon scales to be able to get Saudade's cool gear.
Dragon bones and Draco bones are very similar. I don't think that Master Forger will notice the difference. What the hell?
What?
I think he's yelling
I
at
guess we
Jamie.
hit it.
Oh, okay.
Yes. What the hell? Sorry, I apologize.
She's got that Christmas spirit.
Oh, she's all pepped up. She's been drinking sugary drinks all night.
This is what happens when you hit. This is what happens when you hit 45 heart. Jesus. Okay. Right. Well, maybe we'll start wrapping it up there. As
That's a good idea.
As Saudade, Gronk,
My
and
house
Keg,
is descending into madness.
it starts have a fork in the road, metaphorically and probably physically. where they have to decide, are they going to continue on north to the ruins of Rest, or take the 3 Drake bodies back and try and convince the elves that no, there's
Definitely wasn't a dragon.
it wasn't 1 dragon, it was 3 dragons and we killed it.
No, it was a pack of Draco that you saw in the distance and assumed it was a dragon.
Yeah. They very specifically told you they saw it flying. But maybe it was a trick of the light.
Exactly. Swamp gas.
Swamp gas reflected off Venus.
Swamp gas reflected off Vegas. There's lizard people, it's got the makings of lies.
Cool. All right. Well, I think we'll wrap it up there then, lads, and hopefully we'll be back in a fortnight's time. Well, actually, shit, that'll be around Christmas. We'll see how we go, because 2 weeks is sort of the 15th, 16th, around there. I know as we get closer to Christmas, schedules are going to be crazy with family matters and whatnot, but we'll try and make it happen that week.
Love it. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you, man. That was fun as fuck.
Thank you, Daniel.
Guys, I'm gonna go get
Lots of
Bye.
great character moments there, so thank you, and I'll chat to you lads soon.
Catch you later, dude.
All right. See ya.
Bye.
F in the chat. Keg's your favorite. Later.
Thank you very much for everyone else who's hung out. Special thanks, of course, to Niall, who popped in after his stream. If you haven't already, go follow Horrified. And Alex, I know you're probably at work watching this, listening in, and for everyone else who's been tuning in sort of every fortnight, you are valued, and your DM Daddy here loves you very much, and hopes you have a lovely, beautiful weekend, just like you deserve. I'm going to head to bed myself and call it a night, and we'll catch you. I think Monday night is for our Lost Mines of Phandelver game. That's they've just finished killing a big black Drider, so don't miss that one, and we'll catch you later.